streak on the line against Anna Jonesboro in the battle of North versus South. Now for more on tonight's games, let's go to our colleagues. It's Art Kimball and Coach Bob Dallas.
Thank you, Frank. And Bob, what do you look for tonight? First one, Chrisman pitted against Madison. Of course, Madison, a perennial power down south where you hail from. And do they kind of sneak up on the state this year?
Well, let's put it this way, Art. They play a very tough schedule in that Metro East area. Right. And, you know, that 7 losses there might be deceiving because I'm sure they lost a lot of those to big schools. And they came in strong late in the year. I know a little about Chrisman other than the fact that I know that Coach Bill's got a tremendous record there.
Yeah, Bill's done a great job, and of course they're out at the Okaw Valley Conference, which has been East Okaw Conference, pardon me, which has been a very, very good league for some time. New coach at Madison this year, Rodney Watson, took over from Larry Graham, and of course Larry had great success.
Yeah, I was talking to Larry last night. Larry said this boy's doing a nice job, but isn't that something, first-year coach, and come up here and play in the Assembly Hall the first year? That's really something that, you know, it's believable.
Yeah, the kids think that's what you're supposed to do.
That's right.
Coaching's easy, right?
Every coach coming out of the colleges think they ought to be here the next year.
I don't know that we have a real superstar in this ball game, not a real highly ballyhooed player, but 2 teams that are just that, ball clubs.
I suppose that Steve Redmond for Chrisman, I think, is their top gun, and I think Reggie Banks and Deloyd Williams and James Bennett for the Madison Trojans, Art.
All right, and we'll talk it over.
Since Stan's promotion, the Wilsons have made some big changes, even in the way they manage their money. Their new life insurance, Country Company's new Universal Life. Stan, what makes it different?
Hey, the cash value is growing for us at competitive market rates.
Another smart move, Country Company.
You got the country behind you.
With new Universal Life.
You got the Country Company. We're a small town, homegrown, bake away, you make your own pizza. Tombstone, we're a ladle down and loaded up with lots of mozzarella on the pizza. Tombstone,
we pile on the goodness, we're loaded with real cheese.
We're sure the taste of Tombstone's gonna please your family. We're a small town, homegrown, made the way you make your own pizza. Tombstone, made the way you make your very own. Tombstone.
What would you call a video recorder that has everything?
I'd call it smart.
It's a Zenith VHS with extraordinary VHS hi-fi stereo.
Smart.
Plus a remote that can control both the deck and the TV.
Controls both? That's smart.
And clear special effects.
Smart.
One of the new smart decks, Zenith VHS video recorders. When you want everything.
Very smart.
It's the Madison Trojans and the Chrisman Cardinals, and here with the first of our coaches, Art Kimball.
Thank you very much, Frank. Roger Beals from the Chrisman Cardinals. Roger, you've had some great ball clubs. You and I were talking down the tunnel a few minutes ago. Nice to be here, isn't it?
It certainly is. Real proud of our kids.
Has this ball club kind of been coming over the last 2 or 3 years for you? I know you've said you've had some other fine teams you thought very highly of. Have you seen this team progress to this point?
Yeah, this team has come along here about started the regional, Art, and they've seemed like they've just taken upon themselves to go to work and get things done.
What's the key to your ball club? We've heard a lot about Redmond.
Well, Steve plays a real tough game inside, but he moves outside and hits the basket real well on offense. But we have 4 guys averaging in double figures, and but we like to pride most of our game on defense.
Well, your reputation, Rogers, as a defensive coach and also being able to control tempo, and I would imagine setting your own pace could be important tonight.
Well, that's something we're just going to have to wait and see. You never know. Sometimes we like to run. It depends on how well we're running. If we're not running too good, well, we may have to slow the game up a little bit, or at least try to. We like to think that we can go either way.
Any reaction to the Madison Ball Club? You probably haven't seen them in person, have you?
No, I haven't seen them personally, but I know that they play a full-court game at press, and they like to play an up-tempo game and get the other team to running, too. So
we'll just have to play it by ear and see what happens here.
What is your preference defensively, Roger? You like to play man, don't you?
Well, we play a lot of different defenses. We try to match up even if we do play a zone. But we play a lot of different combinations, box and one, square and one, diamond and two, and match-up zone, or a straight 1-3-1, sometimes a 1-2-2. We do it all if we can.
We'll watch for the whole bundle. Roger, thank you so much. Good luck to you.
My pleasure, Art. Thank you.
Roger Beals, the coach of Chrisman. Let's bring Rodney Watson in here. Rodney, would you step in for just a moment? The first-year head coach of Madison. Rod, you know it isn't automatic. You don't have to do it every year.
We would sure like to. We like for this to be a great tradition for us, as it has been in the past.
Well, I know Madison's had great ball clubs, and we all know Larry Graham very well. Is your club similar to Larry's in style?
Well, I'd like to think so. We pride ourselves in playing great full-court defense and quick tempo, and we think that Madison basketball is trying to stay just like it has been in the past.
You have pretty good balance, apparently. Looking at your statistics, not a club of a superstar, but just about everybody contributes offensively.
No, and again, that's has been the way the teams have been in the past. Reggie Banks, of course, is our leading scorer, 21 points, and then from there on, we have about 4 or 5 kids that score around the 10-point range.
Rodney, thank you so much. Good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Rodney Watson, the coach of Madison, and now back to the bench, and Frank Bassoni.
Thank you very much, Art. Now we're getting ready to introduce the lineups for tonight's game, our third quarterfinal game of the day, and let's go now to the Assembly Hall public address announcer, Tom Trent.
Ladies and gentlemen, after the presentation of the colors by the Vandalia High School Color Guard, we ask you to stand to join soloist William Olson of the University of Illinois, the singing of our national anthem as it's played by the pep band from Vandalia High School.
Big house in the Assembly Hall gathering for this second quarterfinal. And we're expecting a very tight ball game. Madison, from Madison County, of course, an enrollment of 407. Chrisman from Edgar County, an enrollment of 142. Chrisman will be the team in white, trimmed in red and black. Madison will be in traveling green. Now we're set to go back to Tom Trent.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the coaches and players involved in our third quarterfinal round game of the day. First, for the Trojans of Madison High School with a record of 23 wins and 7 losses. The head coach of the Trojans, with a 3-year career mark of 56 wins, 22 losses, Rodney Watson. Number 14, Darnell Marshall. Number 20, Lamont Johnson. Number 40, Reggie Young. Number 54, Eric Jacks. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the Madison Trojans. At a forward, a senior, 6'2", number 42, James Bennett.
With 10 rebounds in the super sectional.
At forward is senior 6'1", number 32, Nathan Young.
Nathan Young averaging 7 points per game.
At center for the Trojans, a senior 6'4", number 34, Reggie Banks.
Banks, the big gun in the middle, with 20 points per contest.
At guard, a senior 6 feet tall, number 22, Deloyd Williams.
Williams shot, beat Flora in the Super.
And at guard for Madison, a junior 5'10", number 10, Anthony Valentine.
Valentine averaging 8 points. He's the playmaker. The Trojans of Madison eliminated number 2 rated Flora 47-45 in the Super.
And now let's meet the Cardinals of Chrisman High School with a record of 26 wins, only 4 losses. The head coach of the Cardinals in his 16th year with a career mark of 375 wins, only 72 losses, Roger Beals. Number 4, Greg Hunt. Number 14, John Johnson. Number 22, Tony Randall. Number 24, David Lawless. Number 30, Dale Good. Number 32, John Morris. Number 44, Eric Lusader. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the Chrisman Cardinals. At forward, a senior, 5'11", number 12, Wayne Pennington.
Averaging 11 points a game on the year.
At forward, a sophomore, 6 feet tall, number 34, Wayne Holt.
Only 15 years old, shoots 60% from the field.
At center for the Cardinals, a senior, 6'6", number 40, Steve Redman.
The gunner at 18 points and 6 rebounds a game.
At a guard for Chrisman, a senior, 6'1", number 10, Randy DeMoss.
The point man, tough on the D.
And at guard, a sophomore, 5'11", number 42, Troy Hollingsworth.
Excellent athlete, averaging 12.4 points a game. The Chrisman Cardinals are 26-4.
The officials for this quarterfinal game, Larry Scholl of Kelowna and John Sullivan of Normal.
There are the officials. We'll be back with the tip-off. One of your network sponsors is DeKalb Pfizer Genetics.
What we've got here is one heck of a good corn crop. It's always too early to start counting the cash. You know that. Because there's a lot of things that have to go right between now and harvest. But it sure helps to know this T1100 is as good a corn as you are a corn grower. You want good yields this fall, you got to start this spring with T1100. I am.
We like to see you smile, so we're getting ready. We're giving our best to outshine all the rest. Hooks likes to see you smile. When you walk down our aisles, you'll see all we're doing. You'll know that we care. Hooks likes to see you smile. We like to see you smile.
Madison Trojans, located, of course, in the St. Louis metro area. The Chrisman Cardinals are from East Central Illinois, only about 5 miles from the Indiana border. In the green, the Trojans, the green and white, 22-7. The Chrisman Cardinals in the white trimmed in red, 26-4. Chrisman eliminated Mount Pulaski in the Super, 47-45 at Decatur. There's your matchups. The big guys in the middle, Banks and Redman, the big scorers. They are the ones to watch. Banks at 6'4", Redman at 6'6". The game is started. Madison starts with the ball. And Chrisman starts man-to-man, I think.
I believe there's on it.
Now they cheated on us. Roger Beal said he'd play everything.
Yeah. Big number Steve Redmond taking care of that middle for him.
Redmond is number 40. Inside, Nathan Young turns and knocks one in. A 6'1" senior gets the scoring started, and Madison goes three-quarter court zone pressure. Coming up to help in the back is Wayne Pennington. They list him as a forward, but he really doesn't play that. Way out on the court now, the sophomore Troy Hollingsworth is 42. DeMoss is 10. Nice post up by Walt Holt, and then they go over on the side. Now to the middle, their big man Redmond for two. Steve Redmond ties the score.
We have a good matchup in here, Frank, with Steve Redmond and Reggie Banks.
Anthony Valentine, quick on quick. Banks on the turnaround. Young. From a prone position, Nathan Young hits a pair.
I thought he got hammered pretty good, Frank.
Is that a high percentage shot?
He could shoot lying on a hammock. Inside, the shot is rolling good for Holt. And Walt Holt ties it at 4, and we're hot shooting to start this one.
1-3-1 zone. Employed here by
Lob inside to Banks. Look at the rebound by Bennett coming out to Deloyd Williams, 22. We'll give you the numbers for a moment till you get accustomed to the players. Williams, 22 there. Valentine loads up. And the rebound to DeMoss of the Cardinals. Chrisman down the court. Madison plays man-to-man. Troy Hollingsworth comes out to Pennington. Good steal. Pennington got it.
Good rebound there, Frank. Good rebound. He stayed right with the loose ball. Madison's own players were fighting over it.
Banks tried to baseline and couldn't go there. And a steal and a foul. Wayne Pennington got the steal. The foul's on the Trojans. James Bennett.
Definitely a foul here. Undercut him. Real aggressive defense.
The score is 6-4. Chrisman, 5.5 to play in the first quarter. We're in our third quarterfinal game. Randy DeMoss over to Redmond, who banged it in, and it counts, and he's fouled.
There's a lot of picking down low, Frank. That's how they're getting those people open. They're crisscrossing back there and rolling off the back picks and doing a good job springing people open down there, right in the middle of the paint there.
Doesn't look like Madison's been able to fight through the down screens, and Rodney Watson is yelling at his team for some encouragement.
That's exactly right. The big number, Steve Redmond, 40, is going in there and doing a lot of screening and rolling right back toward the ball.
He had 20 points and 14 rebounds in the super sectional. That's a day's work.
That's a week's work.
He just rang the bell there. He's got 5, and Chrisman has a 5-point lead quickly. Madison, who's played an excellent schedule in that St. Louis area, has the basketball. Lloyd Williams outside is stripped by Wayne Pennington.
Chrisman's playing a very, very good defense. Really aggressive defense. Doing a good job.
Very smart basketball team. Pennington comes left. There's the crisscross down low, and on the low box, they post 2 men. Holt comes to the left. This is Hollingsworth, who's fouled. Troy Hollingsworth. Only a sophomore.
I believe that Madison might have to employ a zone back there because they're leaving that middle so open.
Anthony Valentine picks this one up.
He reaches in out high there. He grabs him over the left arm.
Hollingsworth puts it down. He averages 12.5 points a game, and he played as a freshman a year ago.
Pretty cool ball player for a sophomore up here in Assembly Hall.
11-4. Chrisman gets the early foot. 4:40 to play in the opening quarter. Reginald Banks comes out. And Chrisman's denying the low pass, the entry inside. Madison looks like a team that doesn't want to beat you from the outside. Maybe they want to take it in. The Chrisman crowd yells for the good defense by the men in white. Valentine.
I think they're orientated to get the ball into Reggie Banks, and they're denying him the ball. He's not getting it at all, and it's hurting their offense.
Hollingsworth puts it up. And a foul on the rebound. It goes against Chrisman. Might be on Steve Redmond, the big guy in the middle, boxing out. And it turns the ball over to Madison. And they try to cut the lead down to 3. Clock marches to the 4-minute mark in the first quarter. Frank Bissoni along with Art Kimball and Coach Bob Dallas of Ridgeway. I hope you're enjoying the Class A action. This is Bennett inside. Oh, nice rebound to Banks, who is really hammered.
Yeah, he really had him by the arm there. Couldn't even get his shot off. Foul was on Anthony Valentine. I'm sorry, Randy DeMoss.
Take a look, Coach, at how quick of a jumper Banks is.
Really had good position inside. Went back up with it, grabbed him by the arm, and he never gets the shot off.
Banks puts the free throw down. He's a 66% foul shooter. And he's got his first 2. Madison is back within 3, and they press. See if Pennington can handle it in the backcourt.
It looks like a 1-2-2 zone press.
Hollingsworth.
They're still in a man-to-man, Frank.
This is the baseline shot by Redmond, and Redmond whistles it in. It's 13-8 Chrisman, 7 points already for Redmond.
We have a war going on back here with number 34, Reggie Banks.
He just got held and fouled by Walt Holt. Holt is spelled H-O-U-L-T, but pronounced Holt, and he's another one of the straight A students on this team.
Well, he's given up a lot of size here, and he's denying the ball, and so he's really having to hammer. He's really hammered him good.
Do I dare say he's had a hold of him all night?
I'd say he had a hold of him.
Here comes Banks again. No. Rebound Young. Steps in and fouls. And Chrisman commits the personal. It's on Randy DeMoss. It'll be a 2-shot violation.
Frank, one thing we haven't mentioned, this is the first state tournament in Illinois history, certainly in the modern era, played on rectangular boards. It's been the fan-shaped board, and now the state association is going with the rectangular collegiate boards, which will become the vogue as the fan shape eventually are replaced. That may make a difference.
You bet. Considerably larger, and didn't we notice Providence St. Mel take advantage of the bank board a lot of times in their game today?
Yes, indeed.
Free throw is down by Young. And into the lineup for Madison, the first reserve, 40, Reggie Young comes on. And Nathan Young goes out. 13-10, Chrisman, 3:15. Look at Hollingsworth, split 2 men. Now 3. Hollingsworth's free. Rebound, Redmond steps in and scores.
Steve Redmond's just done a incredible job on both ends of the court.
He's a very active 6'6". Chrisman by 5, under 3 minutes in the first quarter. They punch the ball down on the low block, but Banks can't get his shot. Valentine tries. Foul on Chrisman. It's on DeMoss again.
That was a good call. DeMoss was pushing from behind here. You note that he did not have position, and he was pushing.
DeMoss is going to have to leave the lineup. He's got 3 personal fouls in the first quarter, and you can see it.
Yes, he was pushing. He had no position here at all. He pushed him out of the way. It was a good call.
DeMoss with 3 fouls brings Greg Hunt, a 6'4", 6-foot senior, in number 4. Reggie Young has another.
Now we had a violation, a lane violation there. Madison gets to shoot a 1-on-1 again. In the lane too quick. Madison's doing a great job of rebounding, Frank, on their offensive end. They're getting 2 and 3 shots.
Here comes, he missed a pair, and the rebound comes down in the hands of Walt Holt of Chrisman. Chrisman 15, Madison 10 there, with 2:40 to play in the first. There's a double up outside by the Trojans. Hollingsworth, yes.
Hollingsworth's doing a great job. Second-year varsity man.
He's a tough player. He's got 4.
He doesn't play like a sophomore.
Better believe he does it. There's Banks answering on the other end. Reggie Banks. He has 4. Look at this pressure now. Greg Hunt will try his hand.
They're trying to trap Frank and cut the outlet pass off, and they're doing a good job. Except Chrisman has them pretty well spread.
It's about a 1-2-2 half-court trap is what it is. There's a wild pass, and the Madison Trojans get the turnover.
You'll note that on this other end down there, Frank, you notice that number 40, Steve Redmond, sure doesn't come out of that middle at all.
We've got a timeout on the court. There's 1:58 to play in the first quarter. One of your network sponsors is Lasso.
We like to plant corn early. That puts the stress on the crop. And if we put herbicide stress on top, it all adds up.
John Miller is explaining why Lasso out-yielded another grass herbicide on his farm.
Well, evidently, the reason we saw the yield advantage was that we had less herbicide stress on the Lasso side.
Get less early herbicide stress with Lasso, the yield protector.
We're looking at using quite a bit more Lasso.
An important message for Illinois homebuyers and sellers.
Buying or selling a home is a complicated legal transaction. The right opening move is to work with a lawyer who will advise you on contracts, estate planning, long-term mortgages, title insurance, and tax consequences. This legal advice from an attorney makes sure your every move is well protected.
This message brought to you by Attorneys Title Guarantee Fund, Incorporated.
Checkmate.
1:58 to go in the first quarter. In case you missed it earlier, Hoopston East Lynn was a winner over Pittsfield, 60-58, and then Providence St. Mel continued their winning ways, 89-56 over a game Princeville team. And we come up tonight with the field goal percentage, and look at that, Chrisman with a sparkling 63%
63 to
from
30.
the field. And Madison's turned the ball over 3 times, and I think with those numbers, Madison's fortunate they're only 5 behind.
Yeah, they're fortunate to not be more than that.
There's what helps them, their rebounding
right.
edge. The Lloyd Williams shot is home. He got a friendly bounce, Coach.
Yes, he did. Hung up there a long time.
Hollingsworth.
You notice the traps at the midline. I think that's Madison's game there.
Greg Hunt whips it over on the side to Hollingsworth, and he's handled pressure very nicely. 1.5 minutes in the first. They go inside to Redmond. His turnaround one-hander is yes.
Redmond's having a great night.
11 points already in the first.
Very active. As you said, he's really hungry for the ball.
Must think he's Bogey Redmond.
Right.
The great star of the yesteryears. The shot by Bennett, not good. And Wayne Pennington has it for the Cardinals.
I noticed that they're zoning a little bit more in there. I think they're floating the man in the middle now.
Holt shoots. Rebound nicely, but it popped away. Comes out to Pennington. Steve Redmond.
Yeah. Redmond on the boards inside. Three greens around it.
How's that for a quarter? He's got 13, and it's a 7-point lead for Chrisman. There's 45 seconds in the first. Banks comes way out to get the ball, and he got fouled. Reggie Banks is not accustomed to having to come 15 feet from the goal to get it.
They're denying him the ball inside. They're doing a good job in that middle. You notice that Steve Redmond still hasn't come out of that blue paint. He just doesn't come out of there.
Troy Hollingsworth committed the personal. And Banks puts it down. Rodney Watson, in his very first year as a coach at Madison, is in the Assembly Hall in the Class A quarterfinals. Redmond tracks down the rebound. Good pressure by Madison. But Chrisman is equal to the task again.
Almost had the 10-second call there, Frank.
Half a minute in the first quarter. Will Chrisman take one? Hunt says no, and he's fouled. Hunt went right to the basket. You know, Greg Hunt's dad played for Coach Roger Beals at Young America High School, if you can believe that. Here comes 14, Darnell Marshall in for the Trojans. He is 5'7", a 16-year-old junior. And he'll give them some ball handling.
Yes, he will. And the fact that he replaced Valentine and had two fouls.
Hunt misses the free throw. Shoots free throws 63% successfully. 1 out of 2. 22-15. 25 seconds in the first. It's Madison and Green. Deloyd Williams playing the point. He's there. He turns and gets it inside. Here's baseline shot. Rattles out. Banks tips it. He's got it. He missed it. He's got it again. Look how quick he jumps.
Banks is a tremendous jumper.
4, 3, 2. That's the half. At the end of one exciting quarter of basketball. Chrisman 22, Madison 17. One of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance.
Bud complains about everything. Taxes, the weather, yard work, you name it. So he must have had a thing or two to say about the way Country Company's insurance treated him when he wrecked his car. How about it, Bud?
Oh, no complaints about that.
You got the country behind you.
For fast, fair auto claim service.
You got the Country Companies.
Hot selling. 1985 Pontiacs. In stock. On sale now. Your Central Illinois Pontiac dealers have the new 85 Pontiac you want sale priced. Like brand new Sunbirds. Pontiac Sunbird is wider, has a longer wheelbase, and more interior room than comparable Toyotas and Datsuns, yet costs hundreds less. Sunbird prices start at under $7,000, and extra shipments give you a great selection. So hurry now to your Central Illinois Pontiac dealers.
It's Madison and Chrisman, and both these teams beat the schools which eliminated them at the super sectional level in previous years. Madison took out Flora, Chrisman took out Mount Pulaski, and after one quarter, that man, Roger Beal's team, is in the lead.
I think that Madison must hit a few shots from the outside.
Chrisman shooting 64, Madison showing their outside shooting only at 38.
They're not getting the ball inside to Reggie Banks, and they're going to have to go outside a little bit to get the defense off him.
Greg Hunt comes down and is stolen from behind by Darnell Marshall, but a whistle. We have a jump ball, and in high school, of course, they actually jump. Those of you who are accustomed to college rule, there is no alternating possession rule here. Advantage goes to Madison. They've got the ball. Marshall comes up. Marshall's just a bedeviling little guy at 5'7", but he's pesky on defense, and he can run the offense. This is another look on defense by Chrisman. Inside the ball goes. Reggie Young. Banks rebounds, steps in and scores. I don't think it counts.
No, he fouled him before the shot. But again, you saw the strength of Madison's rebounding power. They're tremendous rebounders.
Here's the foul called on Greg Hunt. And Reggie Banks goes back to the foul line. Randy DeMoss, a Chrisman starter, picked up 3 fouls early. Banks missed the free throw, but James Bennett claims the rebound and puts it back. He missed. Young comes up, and he missed, but he's fouled.
Again, there's the third shot.
So Walt Holt picks up the personal.
Got him with the body. Good foul.
Young is 6 foot. And Marshall, or check it, Madison hasn't had much luck at the foul line.
Well, they have not. They've missed about 4 of their last 5 shots.
They're trying to trim the lead to 4 and don't. They get the rebound, though. Banks, a great rebound, and he's
Banks
fouled.
gets fouled. Again, you see this great rebounding strength that they have. They just get all of the rebounds on their own end, on offensively. It's unusual to get that many rebounds on that end.
Foul is on Redmond, his second, and Rodney Watson of Madison is pumping up the troops. He's an energetic guy, and there's Roger Beals up. Keith Baldwin from Watseka, the fine coach there who worked with us in the past years, thinks that Roger Beals has a chance one day to become one of the winningest, if not the winningest coach in Illinois basketball history with all the victories he's got already. 375.
In 16 years, that's a lot of wins.
All right, free throws don't go down for Madison. And Chrisman swirls into the front. Hunt is stripped, and look at the energy level. Here comes Banks. Dunk!
Reggie Banks was looking for that all the way down. You can see he was going to dunk it.
They are pumped. 22-19. Chrisman's lead is 3. 7 minutes to play. Second quarter. Pennington fires. Rebound, Madison.
Three-lane break.
Here comes Reggie. Stinger. And a foul.
Might have been hanging on the rim also there, Frank, for a tee.
He might have ruled that he hung on it for protection.
That's true.
Let's see if we can see it, because Reggie Banks is ahead of the pack.
Yes, he is. And he really hangs a rim here. Definitely was fouled. He was pushed from behind. Right here. Intentional two-shot foul.
All right.
You know, Frank, if that would have gone, it's still two pitches. You see?
That's it.
It's an automatic.
We got a timeout, and we'll be back. One of your network sponsors, DeKalb Pfizer Genetics.
Corn sure looks good.
Think you'll make it back?
How about it, Grandpa?
If it all looks like this, I kind of doubt it.
DeKalb Pfizer Genetics.
Nope. He's not going to make it.
Hey, Rod, bring the truck. I'm already full.
Come on. Might as well go.
Okay.
That first pass says it all.
One pass proves you can't beat T1100.
Chrisman 22 and Madison 19. Madison gets the first hoop of the second quarter, and they go to the free throw line now, and it's Reggie Banks going back there.
Really, Frank, if Chrisman should be thankful that Madison's missing as many free throws as they are. Otherwise, they would be leading by 7 or 8 points.
Team foul situation is interesting. Banks there at the line for Madison. Chrisman has 12 fouls, Madison 4.
Yeah. And if you notice, most of them are on rebounding. Their second and third attempts are getting Madison, and they're getting fouled.
Well, Madison's certainly a quick team. And they're going to try to be within 1 point here. Redmond gets the rebound. Madison's back within 2. And Chrisman has the ball. Randy DeMoss is back in. There's a steal. Inside Bennett for a layup. The game is tied as Bennett turned it over.
It looks like the pressure of this press is getting to him a little bit, Frank.
Oh, nice dribbling exhibition by Troy Hollingsworth. He beat his people and shoots. Good.
Oh, beautiful shot.
And it counts, and he's fouled.
Well, it was not the shooter that got fouled. Steve Redmond was the fellow who got pushed.
All right, the foul goes against Reggie Young, and it puts Steve Redmond at the free throw line. Redmond, a good-looking athlete.
It's a nice ball for I like the way he works to get the ball inside. He's working all the time.
He put it down. I imagine his phone is rung off the hook this year with the college recruiters.
I'd say he's a pretty popular fellow around Chrisman.
Redmond goes 6'6", 185. He's a senior.
See, this amounts to a 4-point play here.
Right after Madison had tied the game, now Chrisman is back ahead by 4. And that's 14-15 for Redmond. 15.
15 out of 26.
And Deloyd Williams answered. Whoa, he got it, but he traveled first.
Oh, traveling.
And it will not count. So the pressure on the defense comes back on. The Trojans in green as Rodney Watson has been standing more than sitting.
He's worried about the the pressure back here is they're doing a good job. And if you notice that they're actually almost getting the 8, 9, and 10 count here in the backcourt.
Well, the steal was by Marshall that time. Williams fires. Rebound, Bennett. A jumper. Next rebound comes to Pennington, and Chrisman wants to take care of the ball better now. 6 minutes to go in the first half, and Chrisman leads by 4. Holt is free, steps in and missed. Madison another rebound and run. They like the up-tempo game, coast to coast. Deloyd Williams comes inside. Banks. Tipped up by Young, and a foul on Redmond. Third foul on Redmond. Is that a key?
Yes, that's 3 fouls on Steve Redmond. That is a big key because he's all their offense right now. Both players were fighting for the ball, but actually Redmond didn't have the defense the position to rebound it, and was over he was over the back.
Reggie Young missed it. And another important one-on-one opportunity goes by.
Madison gets a lot of shots, but they're not real good shots. They're not very selective.
All right. Randy DeMoss holds it up and tries to run the offense for the men in the red, black, and gray from the Cardinals. Redmond's inside, and he was held and
he
fouled.
faked him up in the air. A good job. He did a good job taking his man up.
In 1977, Madison won the Class A. In 79, a quarterfinalist. In 80, they were 4th in the state, and in 81, they won it again.
Larry Graham did a great job over there. Great job in Madison.
He's sitting across the way, interested in this one, of course.
I was talking to him last night. He said this is a nice ball club. He liked this team.
Having a great half. Here's 32 for the Trojans. Nathan Young checking back in. Reggie Young goes out. Redmond averages 18 and a half, and he's got 16 already. His team leads by 6 with 5:22.
I think that Madison will start taking the ball into Reggie Banks if they can get it in there, because Redmond having the 3 fouls on him. I think they'll start working inside it.
Banks swirls around the paint and wants the ball. Williams outside. Rebound is dropped by the Trojans. And the Cardinals have it. Look at the defense. Extended 3/4 court. Zone pressure.
If you notice, they're getting a long count back there, Frank.
Regularly, it's about 8.
That's true.
Madison. Playing the D. This is Hollingsworth. Couldn't go down.
There's a 3 on no one.
And here's Marshall on the other end for the scoop. Darnell Marshall makes it a 4-point game. And he's quick.
And a lot of pressure still here in the backcourt. And loses the ball.
Steal. It's Banks in the corner with it. He didn't see the man and tried to get it to him, threw it away. And their defense of Madison is spreading like a bonfire now across this court. And Roger Beal's concerned, watching on for Chrisman. Look at the turnovers. Chrisman now is 6, Madison with 4. There's a foul on Reggie Banks.
There was a situation, Frank, I happened to be watching it closely, where Reggie grabbed the jersey of Walt Holt. However, Holt and Banks had been elbowing one another just prior to that, and the official turned around and caught Banks grabbing the jersey from behind.
And Holt says, I'm not finished with that yet.
That's right.
All right, so it's the 2nd foul on Reggie Banks. Remember, Steve Redmond, the big center for Chrisman, has 3. Holt missed it. And Madison tries to cut it to 2.
They try to fast break every time, and they get a lot of them.
They threaten the fast break every time and do it a lot. Here comes the Cardinals. Hollingsworth is fouled.
They definitely got him from behind.
Nathan Young ran into him. This Hollingsworth flies up the court and then put on the brakes that time. Now a timeout on the court. Chrisman leading by 4 with 4:16 to play in the first half. One of your network sponsors is Alice Chalmers.
There's a tractor that rises above the competition and the worst field conditions with a switch that puts the front wheels to work so you can pull heavier implements in the toughest conditions with the shortest turning radius in its class. And rain or shine, front-wheel drive can do up to 25% more field work per tank of fuel. The Alice Chalmers 8000 series tractor. 4 models over 100 horsepower. See them at your dealer.
There's a tradition of caring in America. People caring for the land and their homes. Friend caring for friend. Family helping family in time of need. This tradition of service, of neighbor helping neighbor in times of joy and sorrow, is part of our heritage. At Sunset Funeral Home, this tradition goes on. For a pre-arrangement conference without obligation, call Sunset Funeral Home, 442-2874.
This game has so far been another vote for Class A basketball.
Oh, this has been a great ball game. A lot of action. You know, there's a lot of physical contact in this game, Frank. They're letting a lot go on both ends of the court, and fans really like that.
In this game so far, there have been good players and good coaching.
That's right. Both teams playing hard-nosed defense. But great rebounding by Madison.
Speaking of hard-nosed, you're looking at Troy Hollingsworth.
The more I see him, the more I like his play.
He just put home his 7th point. 5'11", 170-pounder, a sophomore.
He takes the ball to the goal, I'll say that for him. Good shooter.
Chrisman starts 2 sophomores and 3 seniors, and he made a pair, and Chrisman has a 6-point lead again. But Madison, with their tremendous explosiveness, is never out of the game. Marshall is 14. It's a zone for Chrisman, and they're cheating back on Banks. Look at him sink on that zone. Young missed over it. Interestingly enough, Chrisman has left Redmond in the game with 3 fouls.
He sure has. I kind of thought that he might be taken out.
Here's a battle for it.
Here we go, a 2-on-1.
It's a track meet. Here comes Deloy. Pull-up shot. Good.
We have a lot of contact here with Walt Holtz and Reggie Banks.
And now Chrisman has to call a timeout. They can't get it in with 3:26 to go in the first half. It's Chrisman by 4, and we're smoking. Wow. I tell you what, Coach.
Well, you know, as I just said, this is not a tic-tac type referee ball game. They're letting them play.
You like that as a coach?
Oh, yeah, I kind of like it. You know, you see the other, now you go to the next game, it might be one of these, you know, beep-beep. You never know, and this is a type of game I enjoy.
Beep-beep, huh?
It's a beep-beep, all right.
I've just analyzed controlling tempo in Class A basketball this year. That's 3 passes before you fire it up there instead of 2.
Right.
You know, it's really curious. The last couple of years down here, we really haven't seen a Class A team that is content to get out and try to set a slower tempo. Most of the teams, statewide, it seems, like to get it and go with it.
Well, everyone, you know, you talk to any coach, and first thing they say, well, what type you'd like to play? Well, we'll take the break if we can get it. Yep. Well, everybody will take it if they get it. But when you go against Providence St. Mel, you better try to set the tempo if you can.
Let's take a look at some of that action of that board work, and you'll see some real bodies hitting together here. Take a look at this.
Oh, a lot of contact. A lot of contact. Pushing. Here's where they had the problem I was telling you about, and they couldn't get the ball in bounds.
All right, Chrisman does it this time. And Troy Hollingsworth is wheeling by 2 men, and Marshall fouled him. Let's take a look here. Frontline scoring is almost identical, with Madison a small advantage of 1. But in the backcourt, it's exactly even, which gives you some idea of why this game has been so close from gun to gun.
21 fouls whistled already, gentlemen.
And yet, Art, we're also saying it's a pretty physical ball game.
Right.
Hollingsworth knocked in the first one with 9 points already for this youngster.
What you're saying is they could have called 31.
That's exactly right. That's what I'm saying.
Lots of arch, and he got it down. 6-point Chrisman lead. There's 3:18 to play in the second quarter. Hoopston, East Lynn, and Providence St. Mel have already won. James Bennett loads up. And DeMoss picks it off. we may see some of the bench on these teams with all the foul problems.
I believe that's going to be true in the latter part of the last quarter. I think you'll see a lot of people replaced.
They punch it into Redmond. His shot is
gets it blocked.
rejected.
Here we go again. Another fast break.
Marshall comes in. Darnell Marshall has come off the bench smoking, and Madison's back within 4. Here comes Pennington. Nice help there by DeMoss. He finds Holt downstairs for the layup. He sees the court very well, and Holt slipped along the baseline and got a layup.
Country Companies Insurance and its nearly 900 agents are happy to be a part of the IHSA telecast.
Chrisman still playing zone. Bennett is double-triple team, and fortunately Madison holds possession for them. Darnell Marshall is drawing some attention now as he started to make some points. That zone is still packed in. Shot is down by Deloyd Williams.
They just can't get the ball into Reggie Banks, Frank. He just covered up.
Chrisman by 4. They're in the gray with the ball. Hollingsworth is free. His shot is rejected. And a foul on Chrisman, and 2 times in a row, return to sender.
I tell you, Madison has got some great jumpers.
There's the 4th foul on Randy DeMoss. We were talking about foul difficulty. 4 in the first half for a starter for Chrisman. See if we can see the foul.
Yeah, he definitely came down with him on the rebound. He blocked the shot, then he comes down right in with the body. That's right.
Very good look at that.
It was good. It was good photography.
DeKalb Pfizer Genetics and the 1,100 DeKalb Pfizer Genetics dealers here in Illinois are happy to be part of this telecast and invite you to join us next week for the AA state tournament.
James Bennett, 42, steps to the line.
Got a violation, stepping over the line.
Bennett stepped over the line.
So it takes away the 1-and-1.
So he loses the free throw, and Madison can't afford many mistakes like that. They're 4 down, 1:47 to play in the half.
Now we have a lot of pressure here in the backcourt again.
They get it to Hollingsworth, and he's double teamed, but no trouble. Handles himself very well. Pennington and Hollingsworth almost look like bookends. Holt's inside. He is fouled by Reggie Banks. And all of a sudden, Chrisman is taking the ball inside, and Banks has 3 fouls.
It's 3 on both the big men inside, Redmond and Banks. I think that's a big factor in the latter part of this ball game. Next half, 3rd quarter, I think you'll see a big difference in the fact that both these people are in foul trouble.
All right, Banks goes out of the game. Bennett returns for Madison.
I think you'll see a lot of this aggressive rebounding won't be there between those 2 fellas.
Here's a straight A student, Walt Holt. And he just drilled that. He's got 5, and that's Chrisman's lead. Frank Missoni and Art Kimball, along with Coach Bob Dallas, in the 3rd quarter final game of our first day in Class A. A pair for Holt. Chrisman keeps building the lead to 6, and Madison keeps coming back. Deloyd Williams plays the point. Anthony Valentine is back in the game 10. He shoots. Redmond rebounds and got fouled.
Foul was on Valentine. Got him by the arm.
So Redmond uses his size. And now Roger Beal says to Greg Hunt, let's keep under control here because we got a 6-point lead shooting free throws with 1:20. Nathan Young, a starter, returns for Valentine.
With Reggie Banks out of the lineup, it takes a lot of the rebounding off on this end.
It's also about 3 fouls on Anthony Valentine.
They're going to take their toll.
Redmond puts it in. Everybody but Art Kimball's got 3 fouls here in the first half. And there's Valentine. Redmond's already knocked in 18 points to go with 7 rebounds.
It's a good night. That's a good a year's output.
Great player. 38-30. Chrisman by 8. Madison comes back again. Deloyd Williams says start the offense moving. It's a 1-4 offensive set. And looking for Bennett down low. They have Eric Jackson there now, and his first shot is not good. But Young rebounds. And Chrisman gets the next one. We're under a minute. Hollingsworth flies in the front. Chrisman's been a little steadier here in the second quarter. Hunt got free. Punches it into Redmond. Nice rebound by Eric Jacks.
The man took 2 steps off the board there.
Must have been little ones.
They were small.
34 seconds. A lob inside.
Bennett's trying to take the place of Banks in there. Trying to take it inside.
And a foul on Greg Hunt. Chrisman's reserve.
Definitely had him in the arm here. Reaching in.
Hunt gives up a lot of weight to Bennett. Bennett goes to 175 or better. And this time the free throw goes down for the Trojans. They'll have another. .38-31. Missed with the long rebound to Deloyd Williams. He's up and in, and it counts.
Could be a 3-point play. That's a big play here. They were up by 7 or 8 points, and they could get back within 4 here.
Well, it could be a 4-point play. Actually, now Walt Holt picks up the foul, and Rodney Watson is screaming, "Don't foul." That's 3 fouls on Walt Holt.
And Walt Holt is the guy that has done a good defensive job on Reggie Banks back there on that back line.
Deloyd Williams makes it a 3-point play, and all of a sudden Madison's within 4 with 25 seconds. And they put the defensive pressure back on. Pennington is 12 there. 15 seconds. Inside Holt.
Leaving it wide open again.
10 seconds. Chrisman's got the lead. Holt's got 8. Deloyd Williams pull up one-hander. Rebound Bennett. Twice. He got it. At the gun, it counts. And here's the halftime score. In a sparkling first half. Chrisman 40. Madison 36. One of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance.
Last week, Susan's new Buick was damaged beyond repair. Market value was less than the price of a new car, but luckily she had the Keeper Auto policy from Country Companies. So how are you getting around these days, Susan?
In my brand new $11,000 Century, Country Companies replaced my totaled car totally.
You got the country behind you.
With the all-new Keeper policy.
You got the Country Companies.
Supper time! No, it's overtime. So I got us something new. It's McDonald's new lettuce and tomato special. How come I only got half? That's your hot half. That's where you keep your quarter pound of beef. Why am I keeping it there? Because you got a cool half that keeps your lettuce and tomato crisp. You put them together, you got a meal you could only make at home. You have time to cook?
McDonald's new lettuce and tomato special.
It's a good time for the great taste.
No one's ever put it together like McDonald's.
76, not trombones, but points in the first half as Chrisman has the lead. 22-17 was Chrisman's lead at the end of the first quarter, and 40-36 here. And they did it on the strength of Steve Redmond's 19 first half points. With 5:42 to play in the second quarter, Redmond collected his 3rd foul, but he still stayed in the game, collected his 19, and has given his Cardinal team this advantage of 4 points. But we've said before, Coach Bob, that Madison is never out with that quickness in their press.
Well, you know, that looks like they were getting a good lead on them, 7 or 8 points, and then suddenly the real tough defensive pressure in the backcourt and a way of their zone press. And you look back and they make a steal or two, and maybe they take a couple of bad shots, but their rebounding is so strong that they're putting the ball back in the goal and maybe even getting fouled in the 3-point plays. And you know, Madison's an explosive type ball club.
They are.
Some of the shots they take, I question, but at the same time, you know, they make up for it in rebounding strength.
Well, they're good quick jumpers. They have explosiveness all across the court because they play 94 feet of defense, and out here on this big court they can really get up and down. And I'd like to think that Troy Hollingsworth and Wayne Pennington did a really fine job of clearing against a lot of pressure in that first half.
They sure did, and I thought that the ball should have gone to Reggie Banks a lot more inside because of the fact that their percentage outside shooting has not been very good. And inside, they're not getting much. Reggie Banks may be getting his putbacks on the rebounds, and that's about it.
You know, one of the factors that's got to be big in the game, the way the first half was played, is fouls. Reggie Banks with 3 personals. Steve Redmond with 3. Randy DeMoss, a starter for Chrisman, has 4 fouls in the first half. Walt Holt with 3. So it's going to be a very, very interesting thing to see what happens. We've got a halftime advantage of Chrisman by 4. It's an exciting game, and we expect another one yet after this one. We're going to come back with more at halftime in a moment. One of your network sponsors is Lasso.
Mark Nagel's opinion of Lasso herbicide was changed by his own side-by-side comparison.
I was a skeptic, but I came out a believer. Lasso obviously had less stress on the plants in my test plot. The only thing that could account for my 5-bushel yield difference was stress by the competitive herbicide. It's there, you can't see it, but it's measurable.
Lasso, the yield protector.
I'm going to be using more Lasso this year, and I don't think there's any way in the world that I can be swayed away from that.
You call chicken you can get in a minute, but it takes all day to tenderly prepare.
Fast food that doesn't taste fast.
What do you call ribs ready like that, but that have been slow smoked over real hickory?
Fast food that doesn't taste fast.
What about made-from-scratch dinner rolls ready with every meal?
Fast food that doesn't taste fast.
And where is the only place you can get fast food that doesn't taste fast?
Grandy's. Marketplace Mall, Champaign.
At page 1, we're writing the book on full-service personal communications. Our telephone message center will take and relay your calls in precisely the way you wish. Our trained staff will answer your phone as your receptionist would, or answer with your prepared message. Page 1's message center utilizes the most modern telecommunication systems available. If you're in Central Illinois, call Page 1 at 1-800-252-1151 for your personal communications.
This is WICD Champaign.
Well, runner-up for the Class A state title last year to that fine McLeansboro team, Ed Butkovich. Good to see you, Ed.
Thank you, Art.
Well, I'm doing fine, and you had another good ball club this year. You lost to Chrisman, what, in the Super?
We had a great season. The kids were beyond my expectation, and they come along at the end of the year when it counts the most.
Well, I think Chrisman's shown us the first half. They're a fine basketball team. I know you and Roger Beals have known each other a long time. That had to be a pretty interesting coaching matchup.
Well, we go a long way back in the coaching, and it was an interesting matchup. This year they got the best of us. We won the first half, they won the second half, and I asked him to play another half, but he wouldn't do it, so consequently we wouldn't have been able to make it here.
I had to ask you this question, Ed. You upset, and you claim it wasn't an upset. You've been kidding me about that all during the offseason, but you defeated Providence St. Mel last year in a great semifinal ball game, 76-72. You saw St. Mel this afternoon. Are they improved?
I think they're improved, Art. I definitely have got a great ball club. They can go 92 feet the length of the floor, and I guess, you know, they say go coast to coast, and when they go, they're terrific.
What's going to happen in the second half of this one? Chrisman and Madison's a great ball game.
Well, right now, I think Madison, the last few minutes, have taken over the boards, and I think a foul situation is going to hurt Chrisman down the stretch.
How deep are they?
Well, I don't think Chrisman is as deep as they have been in the past. I think when they had to go to the bench, I think they're hurting a little bit, but they do have another 2 fine substitutes that come in the ball game, but overall, I think if their big man gets hurt, I think they're really going to be hurting.
Yeah, Redmond played an outstanding ball game in the first half, and Madison looks to be pretty deep.
Yeah, he played a great game against us, and he can hit the free throw. That's a big thing about him. If you foul him, it's an automatic 2, and he played a great first half. The 3 fouls may hurt him. He may have to back off defensively, and if he does, I think Madison's going to be able to get inside.
Ed, what was your reaction to the hoops that East Lynn win over Pittsfield? Great ball game, as it turned out, 2-pointer.
It was a great ball game. I was interviewed on a radio at halftime, and I said I didn't think hoops would have a chance to lose, and lo and behold, the game got tight, and you know, they had a chance. Pittsfield had the ball with a few seconds to go and lost the ball. It's an unfortunate thing. I feel sorry for the boy. You'll probably remember that a long time, but it was a great comeback, and they almost did it.
Problems playing in this evening session, aren't there? You get your kids into Champaign early. What do you do with them all day long?
Well, you got to have a good assistant coach and is able to take care of the kids for you. He has to prepare situations for you. He has to make arrangements to find a place to eat and things like that. And your family has to come in and do a good job for you. And I've had the good fortune to have a great assistant coach and a good family that does a lot of those things for me.
Well, you've been at it a couple of years, Ed.
Well, more than a couple.
Well, you've done a great job over there at Mount Pulaski. What does the future look like?
Well, I think we've got some good boys coming again. We've got 2 starters back, and we've got our 6th man, and we've got 8th and 9th man, I think, back, and we've got some fairly good sophomores. We have a young group coming into grade school, both our grade schools and the C and the A. 2 different grade schools made the state.
So you'll be back.
So we hope so.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Art.
Ed Butkovich, the coach at Mount Pulaski, and now back to the bench and Frank Bassoni.
Thank you, Art. Chrisman is leading Madison by 4 in a tight one. At halftime, we'll be back with the second half in a moment. One of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance.
With the arrival of the Morrison's new baby, the flexibility of Country Company's new universal life insurance is a big help.
I know it's hard to believe, but you can change the amount of your coverage, even skip payments if you need to.
But why Country Companies?
They've always delivered what they promised.
You got the country behind you.
With new universal life.
You got the Country Companies.
This fall, take the first step toward 300 bushel corn with the Earthmaster Conservation Tillage System from M&W. Conserve soil by mixing trash with the soil while breaking up the compaction zone beneath. The Earthmaster prepares the ground for improved drainage and deeper root penetration in years to come. See the M&W Earthmaster dealer in your county today for more information. Your dealer can show you how the M&W Earthmaster Conservation Tillage System can pave the way for higher yields tomorrow.
Thank you. We're back at the Assembly Hall. Frank Bassoni along with Art Kimball and Coach Bob Dallas. Chrisman Cardinals 26-4, trying to go on to the semifinals, have a thin 4-point advantage here at halftime. And you see the stats as the Trojans, the Madison Trojans, shot 37% and find themselves only 4 behind. Got 13 more shots than the Cardinals, who shot 50%. Free throws a poor 8 of 18, only 44%, as against 16 of 18, largely by Steve Redmond, 88%. Look at the rebound advantage for Madison, 24-17. The turnovers are even.
Couple that with those poor free throw shooting, Frank.
In the scoring, the balance is good for the Trojans, with Banks the leader at 10, Williams with 9, Young with 6, and Bennett 5, Marshall 4, Valentine 2. 2 players there with 3 fouls. For the Cardinals, Redmond with 19 points but 3 fouls. Hollingsworth has 10. Holt had 8 with 3 fouls. Pennington 2. DeMoss had 4 first-half fouls. So, as Ed Butkovich pointed out, the Cardinals could have some second-half foul difficulty.
Well, I definitely feel that the fouls are going to play a big part of this ball game in the latter part of the game, especially if Redmond gets in foul trouble with his 4th foul, or Reggie Banks.
And Reggie Banks will be back in the starting lineup of the second half for Madison. Banks is number 34, and he's the leading scorer on the team by quite a little margin. And he will be back in this lineup as they start the same people that started the game on both sides, with the exception of Randy DeMoss. For Chrisman, Greg Hunt, number 4, is in the Chrisman lineup. Chrisman in the gray, trimmed in red and black. Madison in the green. Here's a whistle.
Looked like a quick tip. Or maybe he hit, I think he hit number 34's arm. I think he did. I think the referee did.
Throwing the ball up, he hit Banks. Now Banks bounds and gets it over to Deloyd Williams, and this time Madison goes the other way. All right, the second half begins. Who will join?
The ball into Banks.
And Hoopston. And Banks got it in.
I thought that they might start taking advantage of the fact that Redmond has 3 fouls. But then on this end, the same thing here with Redmond having
12 for Banks. Redmond answers.
Redmond's a fine shooter, great ball player.
21 points for Steve Redmond. Wow. He's still got a whole half to play. And 21.
He's having a great night.
Pretty quick, Art will dig out the record books.
He's kind of a well-kept secret. He's sort of like Jim Edmondson at Hinckley Big Rock was last year.
Free is Valentine, and his shot bangs up there. Banks really climbed a rope to get it. Explosive jumping Reggie Banks went and got that one. Bennett takes the shot. A couple of ball fakes. They're trying to get still another foul on Chrisman. There's the skip pass. Inside, Bennett steps in, missed. Look at Redmond.
Redmond comes off with the rebound. They're really closing the gaps around Reggie Banks. This won't let him have the ball.
Rodney Watson hoping that Banks can grab the ball inside a little bit more often. A lot of pushing and shoving on both ends here. Very physical game. Madison plays man-to-man. That means Redmond's one-on-one. It's against Bennett. And he got it! 23 points. He's on fire. A 6-point Chrisman lead. Banks answers. Nice looking jump shot.
Sure was. You know, Redmond has a lot more range than what a lot of people give him credit. He's hitting that 15, 16-foot shot with regularity.
14 for Banks. Backing in is Pennington. He's free. Nice rebound to Bennett. Valentine on the scoop. Up ahead to Young for off the window.
It's a track meet, Frank.
Get out some stripe lines and some spiked shoes.
Right, this is an offensive game, strictly.
Spectator special. Baseline, Pennington has it snapped away from him, but Chrisman keeps it. A 2-point advantage for the Cardinals. Here's a near steal and a foul on Lloyd Williams. So Williams picks up the personal, his first. And there's Randy DeMoss with 4 fouls, checking back in for the Cardinals. Let's see how long Randy can play with those 4 fouls. He hasn't played many minutes. He's a starter. Redmond loses the handle. 3-on-2. Lloyd Williams, coast to coast, charging.
He had a man coming on the other side. Frank should have dished the ball off. They had the break going.
And now Chrisman gets it back. If he could have got that shot down, we'd have had a tie. Hollingsworth is double teamed out front. Hunt's alone. Banks grabs a tough rebound in traffic. It was Young.
Madison sure is a nice rebounding ball club. They get everything and comes off the boards.
Chrisman plays zone. Here's a steal inside by DeMoss. Look at the double up. What active defenses. Hollingsworth tries to slow it down. The tempo for Chrisman has been up. They look inside to Redmond, who's double teamed. So Hunt goes in, and Banks rejects it. Here's a bad break for Madison.
That was a tough call. The referee was not in position to see that, Frank. It's one of those plays that you blocked off.
It looked from here as if it went off a hand of a Cardinal. Look at your pivot. Redmond with 23 and Banks with 14 in the battle of the big guys. And they're both quality players. Hollingsworth gets a screen. Redmond comes out to the foul line. Here's a whistle. He walked.
That's true. He traveled. I have to give a lot of credit to Steve Redmond. He is very active. He's winning that ball, and he's not getting it down as low as he'd like, so he's coming on out the free throw line in that area, and he can shoot from out there. You got to like him. Fine basketball player.
Reggie Banks, 34 in the green, tries to set a post. They'd like the ball to it. The zone for Chrisman. There's Banks, but he comes out. 4:30 to play in the third. Chrisman by 2. Madison shoots for the tie right here. In our first game, Hoopston East Lynn won by 2 over Pittsfield. Could we have another one of those? Offensive foul on Madison again. That's
4 fouls on Anthony Valentine.
Valentine's 4th.
Definitely charged on the baseline there. Yeah, he definitely did.
And Darnell Marshall, who gave them a good first half, is back in. Marshall now hawking Hollingsworth. Lob inside to Redmond. Up and down. DeMoss rebounds for 2.
A good, strong rebound by DeMoss.
He really is. 6'1" and 160, but he has a nose for the ball. Under 4 minutes in the third quarter, and the zone is the defense employed. It's a matchup zone. Banks shoots over it. Young rebounds in it, and he walks. A lot of traffic.
Yeah, he couldn't get the ball to the floor is the reason he walked. There was a man underneath him. He could not get the ball on the floor.
The turnovers say Madison with one more than Chrisman. And everything's about even in this one. Here's a blocking foul on Deloyd Williams, his third. And the fouls continue to mount up. And with that, Rodney Watson says timeout for Madison. 3:34 to play in the third. It's Chrisman by 4. And one of your network sponsors is DeKalb Pfizer Genetics.
I sure get a kick out of watching folks slow down to eyeball this field of soybeans. Like most DeKalb Pfizer Genetics dealers, I like to show off my best beans. You know, where the neighbors can get a good look at them. You get really good beans by starting with DeKalb Pfizer seed. Then you know you got high-quality seed that yields as good as it looks. Try them. And put them out by the road, just like I am.
Your Land of Lincoln Buick dealers introduce a car on the move for people on the way up. The all-new Buick Somerset. Here's front-wheel drive with electronic instrumentation and computer-controlled electronic fuel injection, all standard. Impressive detail and impressive driving performance, all at a great sticker price. Your Land of Lincoln Buick dealers have the new Somerset and invite you in for a test drive. Remember, Buick Somerset from your Land of Lincoln Buick dealers. A car on the move for people on the way up.
If you like action and total effort by young athletes, stick around. Chrisman leads Madison in the third quarter, and this one's a long ways from being decided.
Chrisman remains in that zone defense, and the fact that Madison cannot hit that outside shot with too good a percentage, just making it a little bit tough when we get inside there to Reggie Banks.
2 timeouts for each team remain in this game. Chrisman with the ball. And 22, Tony Randall is in the game for Chrisman for the first time. Hollingsworth, boom!
Hollingsworth had a great ball game, handling the ball as well as his shooting.
He's got a dozen. It's a 6-point Chrisman lead, and that sounds like an instant replay right there. They've had that 6-point lead a lot. But Madison always has come back. 3:10 to go in the third. Look how far away from the basket Banks is now. Young.
That's exactly where Chrisman wants him. If he's inside, it's tough for him, because on the rebound, he's just a great rebounder. As long as they keep him out there, it's an advantage to them.
Hunt comes to the right.
Oh,
clearly mugged ahead of the pass.
Another one here.
There's 2 fouls missed. A ball is thrown away by Madison, and it's wild.
Hey, Frank, it was definitely 2 missed there.
All right, 2:47 to go. 40. Reggie Young, the cousin of Nathan Young, in for Madison.
Alice Chalmers and your local Alice Chalmers dealer. Hope you're enjoying our telecast tonight. Hope you'll join us tomorrow and tomorrow night for more action.
Hollingsworth nearly stolen from him. Now a foul. And a technical foul has been called against Reggie Young. He was like he was on a trampoline when he heard the call. He jumped way up in the air, and it's a technical foul.
Well, you know, you get a little excited up here. I'm not so sure that he was that mad. It's just that he couldn't believe the call, and he starts jumping around, and readily he just gets popped with the feet. That's a big play there. You get the 1-on-1, you get the pitch, and then the out of bounds play. So,
all right, I would imagine that Redmond, at 83% foul shooter, would shoot the technical foul. But let's see. Hollingsworth is walking over to the line. That will be the regular foul.
That's the 1-on-1 here.
That's the 1-and-1. 6 out of 6. No wonder he's there. 7 for 7. His stat sheet says 61% foul shooting.
He may just stay there and shoot the other one.
I think he will. He's in the rhythm.
Yeah.
He's on a roll.
Now they're going to bring Steve Redmond up.
It's now 50 to 42, and with there is 40, Reggie Young. He just got a little overzealous there. Means a lot to these young people.
Well, I don't think that Reggie meant to make anyone look bad. It's just that he's a little excited.
Redmond is now 8 out of 8 at the free throw line.
19 out of 21 as a team, Chrisman, in the ballgame.
Great shooting.
Wow. They're a 65% shooting team, but not tonight. 2:35 to go in the third. Chrisman by 9 with the ball. And Hollingsworth fires. Out of bounds, Cardinals. And the momentum has swung to Chrisman now. But remember, there's 10 minutes and a half left. Inside, rebound, fight. And it's Eric Jacks coming out with it, and he's fouled by Chrisman's Hunt.
This is really a physical game, Frank. You know, I know there was contact there, and it yet looked like that the man knew he was there, and he backed into him pretty hard, too.
Well, let's see. They say basketball's a non-contact sport, huh?
That's what they say. We don't coach it that way, though.
He admits it, right?
I do.
There's a zone, two-man front. Shot by Deloyd Williams, no. Rebounding foul is on DeMoss, and he's gone.
That's it.
Randy DeMoss, a 6'1 senior, is gone. And Wayne Pennington will get back up for Chrisman. Good effort by DeMoss. He's a tough young man around the basket. And he hopes he gets to play again tomorrow. But the last quarter and 2 minutes and 11 seconds will determine that. Inside, it goes to Bennett, and Chrisman rebounds the miss. All of a sudden, Madison's defense isn't quite as haranguing. They punch it to Redmond. He's free. Yes.
Redmond has done a great job shooting that 15, 16-foot jump shot.
26 in the game for Redmond. 11-point Chrisman lead now. Don't think Madison's finished, though. There's time. Banks way out on the court. And Chrisman's done a good job pushing him out there. Bennett shoots.
I think the big thing that has changed around is the fact that Madison's press, they kind of get backing up on. They're not pressuring in the backcourt. I don't know whether it's because of fouls or the fact that Chrisman is getting the ball down the floor a little bit quicker.
Lob inside to Redmond again. Turnaround. Not this time. Banks rebounds, and Madison goes on one in a row. They
bad pass. Yeah.
Now, Rodney Watson, I think, is saying to his defense, stay up here close and harass the ball.
I think they're trying to play more half court now. They're coming up near half court instead of full court.
Redmond's way out there. Missed it.
Oh, gee, number 42 is over the back.
Here comes the ball flying all over. Marshall goes downstairs for the layup for two.
That was a beautiful shot by Reggie Banks, but boy, there's a lot of contact in this game.
Reggie Banks got it down, and all of a sudden it's only
a little more of your pressure, Frank. A lot more pressure now.
All right, 38 seconds, a 7-point lead for Chrisman. Hollingsworth backs in. Look at Redmond come out to help him. And shoot. Good again.
Steve Redmond has a lot of confidence in that turnaround jump shot at 16, 17 feet.
28 points for Redmond. He is really on a roll. Bennett shoots again. Rebound Banks.
Beautiful follow-up.
Reggie Banks is coming on. He's got 18. 7-point lead, 5 seconds.
Now, more than ever, Alice Chalmers tractors and Gleaner combines are built with my satisfaction in mind. They even offer the peace of mind warranty. On all new Gleaner combines is the 2-season warranty, and that means coverage for 2 full years. And new Alice Chalmers tractors now come with a 3-year, 3,000-hour engine and powertrain warranty. Hey, if these machines weren't so good, they couldn't have such good warranties. So when I look for satisfaction, I look at Alice Chalmers first.
Pizza TV. Best pizza for the Whopper. Honest engine.
Murgatroyd, with this advertising, we're talking pizza monopoly.
We're still having trouble with Monocle's Pizza, sir.
That little place? What's their gimmick?
Just pure pork sausage. Real mozzarella. Add a terrific crust.
So, great pizza. Someday we ought to try that.
With great pizza, you don't have to sell people, just have to tell people.
Monocle's, we make a great pizza.
1 quarter to go. And will foul trouble be the answer in the 4th quarter? That is yet to be determined. Already one man is gone, and look at the trouble here. For Chrisman, DeMoss is gone. 3 players with 3. Valentine with 4 for Madison, Banks and Williams with 3.
I still think it will be a big factor in this last 5 minutes of the ball game.
If Redmond or Banks gets an early foul in the 4th quarter, it's a big punt for the other team.
Steve Redmond, I don't believe will get in foul trouble. He's just staying in that middle there.
Listen to the crowd. The wave at Champaign, and Madison starts with the ball. The place is up for grabs. Banks has 20 points.
Beautiful pass over the top.
It's up.
Now we're going to see more pressure, Frank. Here it is.
A steal by Madison. They've got it. They could cut the lead to 3.
You never count this Madison team out.
A wild crowd at the Assembly Hall now. Jackson traffic. Falls down and lost it. Tony Randall back in for Chrisman. Roger Beals trying to get win 27 this year. The bad pass goes out of bounds. And Madison again has it. Walt Holt comes back in the lineup for Chrisman. And the turnovers mount. Madison with 13. Now Chrisman has 11.
That's the pressure of Madison in the backcourt. I'm not surprised that there aren't more turnovers. Beautiful feed over the top.
Deloyd Williams hit Bennett for the layup. It's a 3-point game. It's 7:05. Redmond in trouble. 7 minutes to play in the game. Chrisman, a 3-point lead in the ball. Madison shooting 40. Chrisman 46. And there's it, just gone up.
Steve Redmond again.
He's got 50 points in the 2 tournament games. He's got 30 here, 20 in the Super. Marshall punches it to the baseline. They're looking for the entry pass to Banks. Shot outside Bennett. Who's got the rebound? Jump ball. Greg Hunt was in on it. Maybe Jacks for Madison. And Greg Hunt only goes 6 feet and 140, but he's scrappy and tough. Jacks has a big advantage at 6'3", but Chrisman has the ball. Troy Hollingsworth. Chrisman tries to add to their lead. Redmond wheels it inside. Holt, jump ball, a great defensive effort by Jacks.
Steve Redmond was trying to move it inside and had made a good pass. And you know, the more you watch Steve Redmond, the more you like.
Take a look at that. Defensive work by the big guy, Jacks. And he got the ball tipped to the running Valentine.
2-on-1.
Valentine inside to Deloyd Williams. Madison is within 3. 13 for Williams. Madison got their hands on that one, so Chrisman keeps it. 6:07 to play.
They're starting to put more pressure now in the backcourt.
And Chrisman wants to stop it. There's 6:07 to play in the game. One of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance.
Since Stan's promotion, the Wilsons have made some big changes, even in the way they manage their money. Their new life insurance, Country Company's new universal life. Stan, what makes it different?
Hey, the cash value is growing for us at competitive market rates.
Another smart move, Country Company.
You got the country behind you.
With new universal life.
You got the Country Companies.
I've been with PCA since 1958. I've grown with PCA. They were the people to start me in working with the cash flow. This helps me decide between the necessary and the unnecessary purchases. This gives me confidence as a businessman. First PCA would be a good partner in any farming operation. They help you to understand your business. They give you a helping hand. They have me.
Together we can do it. Illinois Farmers and First PCA.
Pfizer Genetics, Lasso and Alice Chalmers are proud to be a part of this presentation. And from the mail we've received, we know we have viewers throughout the United States. In fact, we've had cards and letters from 30 states, Canada, and Puerto Rico. So wherever you are today, we'd like to hear from you. Drop us a line, write basketball, Box 825, Bloomington, Illinois, 61701. We hope you're enjoying our coverage. And you know what? For the guy that writes in from the farthest distance, we'll have Art Kimball take him to dinner.
Oh, yeah?
There's your timeouts. Chrisman only has one left. Here's the shot by Hollingsworth.
Troy Hollingsworth just played an incredible ball game from start to finish. Just done a great job.
Rebounding Madison with an 11 advantage. Chrisman has a 5-point lead on the scoreboard, though, and Reggie Banks tries to do something about it.
Over the back. That's his fourth.
Is on Banks, number 4. And Banks will have to, of course, stay in the game. 59-54, Cardinals. And free throws again become important.
Definitely, he missed the shot. I think through frustration here, he follows his rebound and is boxed off. He goes over the top. Definitely a good call. And his 4th foul on him.
Greg Hunt has 1 for 2 at the foul line, his only point. He put it down.
They've done a great job at the free throw line, Frank. Just kept them in the game. Of course, Madison hasn't hit free throws as well.
Another straight A student, like Pennington, like Holt. Good again in the clutch. 5:45 left. Looking for the big guy. Banks comes out. He shoots. Too long. He's got it back. Madison trying to get the shot down. Valentine fires. Jacks rebounds. Jacks a good job. And a foul on Hunt. Good effort by Eric Jacks.
Sure was.
That's 4 on Hunt. And here comes foul trouble. A lot of time left, Coach. 5:22.
A lot of time left, and a lot of people with 3 and 4 fouls on them.
This big crowd at the Assembly Hall has been treated to a remarkable game. Along the baseline, traveling on Valentine. He had a brother named Victor that played last year for the Trojans. And now
you're seeing a pressure now in the backcourt.
1-2-2 and a foul on Bennett. And he might have been hurt too. Now he looks going to walk it off.
He stuck a knee in there and caught knee to knee. He definitely hooked his knee in. He made contact with the knee. There it is right there.
All right. We'll look at that. And Hunt, who just stuck in 2 clutch free throws, is back there again, trying to build Chrisman's 7-point advantage. That's down. And the looks on their faces say more than we can.
That's right. Chrisman has just hit tremendous percentage free throw line.
2 more. Hunt, 63-54 with 5:08 to play. Another one coming up, Harvard and Anna Jonesboro. Here's a steal down low by Chrisman. It's Pennington. And the Cardinals are on the move. Holt goes baseline and shoots. A foul on the rebound. It's on Hunt, and he's out. He played very, very well.
The more you watch Troy Hollingsworth, I know that Steve Redmond done a great job. But Troy Hollingsworth handled the ball so well here. And out here, yeah, he actually backed into number 10.
Take a look at it the other way. There's the ball.
Definitely undercut him. That's good. Good call.
4:35 in the game. Madison tries to cut the lead down. They're 9 down. But they can turn the ball over, and they can score quickly. And they'll have to. Getting a shot is Valentine. The rebound is loose. It's on the floor. Banks clears it out, and he stepped out of bounds.
Well, as I started to say, Frank, Steve Redmond has done a great offensive job here as far as his shooting and so forth. But Troy Hollingsworth has handled the ball against this extreme tough pressure in the backcourt, and I think he's really has been an important cog for this
Chrisman's only got 11 turnovers, principally because of that kind of ball handling. 16 for Madison. Hollingsworth fires, and a rebounding foul on Madison. It's on Bennett, his third. an amazing number of fouls in this game.
I can't get over the maturity of Troy Hollingsworth, a strong sophomore as he is. He definitely pushed here.
There's a timeout on the court with 4:03 to play in the game. Chrisman's in the lead, and one of your network sponsors is DeKalb Pfizer Genetics.
I always knew I was a good corn grower. I just didn't know how good. Not until I harvested this DeKalb Pfizer T1100. T1100 really responds to my kind of management. Seems like the better job I do, the better T1100 does. And it's making my customers proud, too. Who's convinced you'll put more bushels in your bin? I am.
If you had a friend that was going to shop for a car, what would you tell them?
Come to Rogers.
Come to Rogers.
Definitely.
The main thing is, even after the sale, is the service and the friendliness of the people in the service department, and they always know you from day to day. It's not like make the sale and, you know, not know you after that.
You said that you've been around, you've never seen a place like this.
No. It's fabulous.
Rogers Chevrolet Pontiac Buick in Rantoul.
As the crowd is in the wave at the Assembly Hall, the scoreboard shows it all. A 9-point lead with 4:03 in a foul-plagued game by both teams. You see Madison has committed 19, Chrisman 18, 37 fouls in the game. And at the free throw line, Chrisman has the advantage because they shoot him up there very well. Walt Holt, another sophomore, is there now. He missed.
I believe we jinxed him then.
4 minutes to play. Madison in a hurry. Deloyd Williams. The lead is down to 7. And look at the pressure now. Hollingsworth beat it. And then lost it from behind.
This Hollingsworth has just done a credible job, Frank. I can't get over the strength and the maturity of this sophomore.
Well, when you can stuff a press like Madison's and you're a sophomore, you're a player.
He sure is.
They line up and get the ball into Troy. Here he comes. 3:45 left. A little bump and run being played now. They go to Randall. He's in trouble. Double dribble.
18 to 6.
There's your starters that scored 18 for Chrisman in the backcourt. Madison only 2. A big story.
The difference there he is.
And Hollingsworth a handful of those. Madison needs another hoop. Bennett fires. Valentine rebounds. He steps in and shoots. And Chrisman has this one. Chrisman by 7 points. They go inside. Randall turns and shoots. He can't hit. But Pennington he got it. These kids on both sides are really hustling. Hollingsworth off the window.
Beautiful shot.
18 for Hollingsworth. Valentine answers. 2. 7-point lead. 2:55 left. When will it end? Hollingsworth in trouble. Pennington helps him. The pressure is relentless. But the Cardinals are handling it. And a foul on Valentine. He's gone.
Lasso, Monsanto's Lasso, the yield protector, is proud to be one of the co-sponsors of this Class A tournament. And we hope you'll join us tomorrow afternoon and evening, actually tomorrow morning, as the 1985 Boys Class A champion is crowned. Sorry to interrupt you there, Frank.
Not at all. That 4 points for Valentine, who is going out of the game. I would imagine Darnell Marshall will get in for him, number 14. And here comes Marshall. As you take a look at the foul.
He reached in here. They're trying desperately to get to the ball, and they reached over. They hacked him across the arms.
Wayne Pennington, 11-point-a-game scorer on the season, has 2 in this one. He's got it. The lead is 8, but there's still 2:43 to play. Chrisman, representing the East Okaw Conference, closing in on the semifinals. They lead by 9. Can Madison rally? They'll shoot quickly here.
And jump on that press.
Marshall is firing it up.
Kind of a forced shot there, Frank. He had no shot at all.
Chrisman has caged 25 of 28 at the free throw line.
Tremendous percentage.
And an offensive foul on Holt, his fourth. Art, would you repeat that?
25 of 28.
Wow, that is a spectacular job for any level.
Tremendous.
Professionals, college, whatever.
16 of 18 in the first half. They are 9 of 10 in the second half.
Marshall missed. Bennett rebound, but lost it. Chrisman's going to get another foul against Bennett. He's got 4. Well, now everybody but the bus driver has 4. .220 left in the game, and Walt Holt comes back down to the free throw line, and what an amazing foul shooting performance by the Cardinals.
This may be the closest 9-point ball game in tournament history.
You better believe it. That's a good observation. It's really been a lot closer than that. Tip in.
Steve Redmond just 2 hands slapped it in. I believe it was Redmond, or was it?
Yeah, Redmond.
Was it? Beautiful slap in.
Either Redmond or Randall. Here's the shot. Not good by Young. Rebound Redmond.
Redmond again. He got fouled.
Ball's loose. Hollingsworth's got it. A foul at the 2-minute mark on Madison, and Chrisman is really excited now.
Goes right back to Troy Hollingsworth being able to handle the ball and as much pressure as he's handling it.
What kind
of undercut, He goes to the line and he hits 2. He's my kind of ball player, Frank. It's Troy Hollingsworth.
I'll vote for that.
I like those competitors like that.
8 out of 8 at the line for Hollingsworth.
He's got 18 points in the game. He averages 12.5. And so in this big game, he's been there. He missed that one. Rebound to Madison. There's still 2 minutes left. Madison really has to fire him up now. Deloyd Williams. Chrisman rebound stolen by Bennett for the layup. Bennett got it in, and they press everywhere. Traveling violation on Chrisman. Madison has it again, and the clock says still 1:41, and the lead is 9.
I believe that looks like a Killer Bees defense back there, Frank. All of them buzzing in there.
That's swarming.
Swarming.
They look like there's 8 players out there for Madison when they do that. Young is blocked. Beautiful play by Pennington. And now Chrisman's got 1.5 minutes to hold off Madison. And here comes Pennington. He lost it out of his hands and out of bounds. Roger Beals wanting his team to run the offense a little slower.
Yes, I think he was wanting to slow the game down a little bit, and they wanted to score 2 more.
Here comes Reggie Banks. Marshall grabbed the rebound along with Pennington. They'll jump. 1:16 left. You see the score. Chrisman has led throughout by 5 at the quarter, by 4 at the half. And Redmond has the ball. Oh, big steal by Young. But he stepped out of bounds. Young used his muscle. Madison won't quit. They're going to try to get the ball. They'll contest everything. And they have to foul. They triple team Hollingsworth, and he eludes them. Amazing ball handling. Under a minute.
They're going to run some time off now, Frank.
Frank Massoni, Art Kimball, and Bob Dallas. Hope you're enjoying this.
This is what the coach wanted them to do a while ago, and they went and tried to drive it up right.
It's 4 corners, and Redmond's at the point. There's 43 seconds, and Chrisman's going to the semifinals. They foul Redmond.
No, that's 2 shots.
Another player is fouled out.
I thought it was a 10, so I guess he only caught a 1-on-1.
The foul is on Reggie Young, his 5th. And Steve Redmond to the line. 32-point scorer. He's 8 out of 8 at the foul line in the game. And this is a 6'6" center that's earned his dinner. Missed it. Madison is 9 behind with 35 seconds. What an effort they've made. Banks fires. Rebound. No. Rebound again. It was Lamont Johnson and a foul. And now I think you could safely say that Chrisman has gone to 27-4 and joined the semifinals.
Look, Chrisman's got a nice ball club. They handled the pressure. They handled the rebounding. I thought the rebounding was going to hurt them, and yet big Steve Redmond's really come on strong in the latter part of the game. And of course, Troy Hollingsworth, what can you say any more than a man handle the ball as well as he did?
Redmond, who has found the assembly hall to his liking, puts down another free throw.
33 for Mr. Redmond.
He's a piece of work.
Indeed.
He got them both.
This doesn't quit. 34 points is a great night.
11-point lead. You see the clock in the lower corner. Banks puts it up. He can't hit. Here
There goes Troy.
He's coming all the way, and he's fouled by Darnell Marshall. 12 seconds left, and it's Chrisman's celebration. Madison will end its season with a very impressive 22-8 year and a trip to the Final 8. And Madison's Rodney Watson, you can't do a lot better in your first year.
No, he's done a great job there taking over for Larry Graham. He's fortunate to be here. This is something to get where he is with his ball club.
Rodney Watson was a student at Eastern in 1982. And there's Hollingsworth, and there's the Chrisman bench celebrating their quarterfinal win. Hollingsworth again, 73-60. 20 points for Hollingsworth. Foul on Chrisman. So this one is 8 seconds away. Don't forget, we still have one more as Harvard protects a 26-game winning streak, if they can, against Anna Jonesboro.
That could be another good ball game just like this one, Frank. Right down the wire. This one only opened up here in the last 3 or 4 minutes of the game.
Deloyd Williams has had a quiet and impressive game. 16. And another. 11-point Chrisman lead, and it's now just time. Hollingsworth. That's all. 3-2, and it's over. Here's the final score. Chrisman 73, Madison 62. Roger Beal's daughter Pam is a cheerleader, and it's a family affair. Congratulations to Chrisman and Madison, a whale of a game. We'll come back at the Assembly Hall in a moment. One of your network sponsors is Lasso.
Last winter, the co-op manager asked me, why haven't you ordered any Lasso? And I told him I wouldn't use Lasso if you gave it to me.
But Harriet Taylor was persuaded to test Lasso against another grass herbicide.
Much to my surprise, I had around a 3.5 bushel per acre better yield with the Lasso, and you take that times $2.50, and it comes out around $8.75.
Lasso, the yield protector.
We're talking in terms of around $2,600 to $2,700 savings.
You know, buying a copier can really be confusing. Some say theirs are inexpensive, others are compact, some are large, some are fast, but the one I want to show you is sharp. This model is just one of the full line of Sharp copiers available at Bundy Business Machines. Sharp copiers are priced right, and they'll do all or more what other copiers will do. But equally as important, when you buy from Gene Bundy.
If it's not right, we'll make it right, and that's a promise.
And he means what he says. Bundy Business Machines. They're good people.
Chrisman a winner, and now we have 3 semifinalists. They join Hoopston, East Lynn, and Providence St. Mel. For the losing Madison team, leading scorer Reggie Banks with 20. Deloyd Williams had 17. James Bennett with 9. Anthony Valentine 4. Darnell Marshall 4. Nathan Young 8. Reggie Young didn't score. And the Trojans then led by their leading scorer all year with his average, Reggie Banks, with 20 points. For the Cardinals of Chrisman, with now 27 victories, led, of course, by their sparkling center, Steve Redmond, number 34. Redmond, number 40, had 34 points in the game to go along with 20 in his super sectional contest. That gives him 54 points in the tournament, and we'll be talking about him as we go along as scoring leader. Wayne Pennington had 6. Troy Hollingsworth, what a wonderful game he played. He had 20 points, and more importantly, maybe even than the 20 points, was the great game he played on the floor, handling the ball against the pressure. Walt Holt had 8 points in the game. Greg Hunt with 5. Randy DeMoss with 2, and he fouled out fairly early. So it's Redmond with 34 and Hollingsworth with 20 to lead the Chrisman Cardinals. And you have to say that Chrisman led most of the way in this entire game, but Madison was always right there, always hunting, always back at them one more time. And they close out Rodney Watson's season with a 22-8 record and a very, very impressive first year.
Well, you take 2 ball players like Steve Redmond and Troy Hollingsworth. I think you said they scored something like 53 points, 53-4 out of the 73. Hey, that's a great night, and you know, I appreciate the fact that Steve Redmond scored lots of points. And here was Troy Hollingsworth. Not only did he score lots of points, but he was saddled with that job of getting the ball up against that 3- and 4-man pressure all the time. And I just can't say enough for him, Frank. I thought he just did an incredible job handling the ball against that tough pressure defense of Madison. And you know, early in the game, if we were talking about the fact that they were taking the 7, 8, 9 count before they got. Well, if you notice the latter part of the game, they were zipping it right on across, and Troy was doing it practically by himself.
I have to observe, too, Coach, as the band plays, the fans still murmuring about this, that you've been here at the Assembly Hall for lots of championships, and so have I, and this crowd enjoyed the game about as much as a crowd can.
They were really into the game. Even with the minute to play there, Frank, they were still right in it, and they were really pulling for actually both teams. And it was a great game to watch. A lot of action and a lot of physical knocking around and everything. A lot of fouls and a lot of fouls that wasn't called. It's just a great game to watch as a spectator.
There was 135 points scored in the game, too, and most spectators enjoy that.
And then you look back at the tremendous free throw shooting percentage that Chrisman had, and that's just incredible in a tournament game here in Assembly Hall with all these thousands of people watching. It's
On
just
top
a great,
of that,
great accomplishment.
they start 2 sophomores, and they go to the line, and they shoot under pressure, and everybody performed exceedingly well. Harvard has come onto the court, and they're now joined by Anna Jonesboro as we get ready for our final quarterfinal game of this exciting first day here at Champaign-Urbana. Every year it seems to get just a little better. The players get better, the coaching gets better, and we enjoy it even more.
Well, I agree with that. It's just really a great thing here in Assembly Hall.
All right, we're set now, Bob, to go down to the floor. Here's Art Kimball.